My presentation on solar energy as an alternative energy source and why it's one of the best alternative energy sources available for our use to this day. So what is solar energy? Solar energy is the conversion of energy from the sun's light into electricity, and that's just the basic of it. Um, so basically, I'll get further into how it's used later on, but basically solar energy is just taking the sunlight and there's this machine, not even machine, but there's this technology called solar panels, which the science behind it converts the sun's lights into energy and electricity so that our homes and buildings can use it to be ran by. Um, so why do people use solar energy? It's commonly used to save money on electric bills. Once you have your solar energy installed, the sun does all of its work and you won't be charged from like the main electric company in your town or city just because you're getting it straight from the sun. No one has ownership over the sun. It's there for everybody. And so it saves tons of money on that if you have the panels installed and have great weather. We'll get more into depth about that later on. And also, it provides more cleaner energy, not just for your community, but also for the earth in general. Um, yes, solar energy is renewable because the sun is constantly there. It never is. It's not limited unless you're in a certain area of shade, of an area where you don't get much sun. But for the most part, it provides cleaner energy. You know, it, it holds back on air pollution and different forms of pollution that your regular electric company would, put out into the world. Just for providing everyone with electricity. And it also has less fuel to buy and burn. So people who, let's say for instance, buy or use fossil fuels for their home, like coal even, or just gas, um, yeah, you spend less just because, yeah, sure you pay for the solar panel for the installment, but that's it. After that, you will have such a reduced amount of spending just to keep your house provided with electricity because the sun does all the work. How does it benefit the earth? It results in lower rates of air pollution, like I said before, because you're not burning in any fossil fuels, you're not burning anything that would be released back into the atmosphere. You won't be releasing any toxins, chemicals into like the water, our water sources, or into the soil. And it just helps so much with just pollution, not just air pollution, but pollution in general. Um, it less fossil fuels are burned, like I said before. This includes coal, any other fossil fuel that you can think of, gas, ethanol, gas. And it's a renewable power from sunlight, like I said, because the sun is not limited. No one has ownership. It's always there. It's always burning. And if you're lucky enough to live in a place with great sunlight 24/7, 365 days, then that's even better for you. How does solar energy work? So basically, there to dim it down to simpler terms, there's 3 steps. If you look at the picture, you could follow the diagram. So first, the solar cells on the panel captures the sunlight's energy. Then the photons from the sunlight knock the electrons on the panels, causing a flow of energy. I'm sure there is a more specific, detailed explanation of step 2, well, of all 3 steps, but this is, like I said, a dumbed down version. And the third step is that flow of energy that's caused from the photons knocking the electrons. It's caught within the wiring of the panels, and then it's sent into the wiring of your home or building, which is really smart. I feel like the engineers behind this need tons of credit because it's just so smart to have something there 24/7 converted to the energy we use instead of just polluting the earth. We could reduce the pollution that we do by using solar panels, and it's just so smart. But there are a few downfalls, of course, of solar energy. Like, Dr. Leah says, you know, there's always a pick your poison scenario with everything we have. So a few of those are cost of purchasing the solar panels is very expensive. It ranges in the thousands of dollars. This doesn't include the cost of labor to have them installed. The solar panels do depend on the weather being sunny and not cloudy, or there would be no point in having them at all. And you will need space for an abundant amount of panels in order to produce a sufficient amount of energy. So if you need a lot of panels for your house or building, that's going to be pretty pricey. Here's a picture of a lot of solar panels lined out. So it's not just for your home, it could be for a company that wants to run off solar energy because they promote, saving the earth or promote environmental science and care towards the ecosystems that it's surrounded by. And then here is a picture of solar panels on a home. It's kind of blurry. I thought it would be more clear, but so this is what a huge solar panel unit would look like. It usually will take up the whole roofing of a house. It could be on both sides. It kind of does not make your house look as aesthetically pleasing as it could be, but hey, it's for, the benefit of the environment. It looks like if you actually took the solar panel off, it would be very heavy. It takes quite a few people to install it, and you would think it's fragile because of the glassware in the middle, which it is. So it's important not to like drop the panels as you're installing them because it could mess up the wirings and the technicians within the panels themselves. So here are some